up to date on any injury news, please?
Same. Good morning, everyone. Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Same. Doherty Davies out. Let's say first team players, everything the same. Then Scarlett, that I can consider a first team player because he's working with us every day. He got injured in the Youth Cup match, and he will not be available for a couple of weeks maybe.
Just I hope you don't mind me asking, how's Sonny, because he got a bit of social media abuse at the weekend?
I think he's okay. He's loved. He's loved here. He's loved at home. I believe he got the support that he needed here and at home. So I think he's fine.
You feel that comments made by people, pundits included, about the way he went down added to it, made it worse, the social media abuse, provoked people to abuse him?
Can you repeat, please?
Do you think that the words of some after the match, including pundits, criticising the way he went down from being hit in the face, did that provoke people on social media to increase the abuse against him?
Prefer not to comment. I'm sorry, Gary. I'm sorry, I prefer not to comment.
Big 9 days coming up. Nice to get it underway with a good result at Goodison.
Yeah, but independent of the result at Goodison and the result against Southampton, as you say, big 9 days, and the 9 days are going to end with the cup final, which of course for all of us is going to be an important moment. So we are not depending on the Goodison result to go to that final with the best spirit, with the best feelings. But in this moment, the final is still a bit, I'm sorry, is still a little bit far. And of course the Goodison match is very important. The distance between the two teams is very, very short. Of course they have one match in hand in relation to us, but the distance is very, very short. They have similar objectives than us. They are going to fight with us and with other clubs to try the best possible position and see if we and them can get an European position. So it's an important match tomorrow. So we need to separate the waters. We need to say the cup final is important, but is not the match tomorrow, and we need to focus totally on a very difficult match.
I know you've got a lot on your plate. I've been asked to ask you by my bosses, so I better do it. The players' unions, internationally and domestically, are asking for these new concussion substitutes to not be permanent, but to be temporary. So the player is more likely to agree to come off to be assessed because he knows he can go back on if everything's all right. Do you have any view on that in this busy time or not at the moment?
I think it makes sense, but I've learned over the past couple of years to be just quiet, and my opinion is not important, and to accept what is coming. So many different rules, so many things changing. You have just to accept the way it is. But in a very simple comment, I think it makes sense.
I know you're a fan of dogs. Do you like the old English sheepdog, your new sponsor?
What's that?
Dulux, their logo is an old English sheepdog. I know you're a fan of dogs. They've unveiled the club today a new paint sponsor. Just wondering whether you'd seen it and what you thought of it.
What's that?
Don't worry about it, man. It's fine.
No.
It's fine. Leave it then. You crack on.
Okay. Thanks, Gary.
18 points
I think you've dropped from winning positions. Can you expand? It sounded like you wanted to on Sunday as to why this has happened.
I know why it happened, and I know also that you can look at it in a different perspective. A team that starts matches well and start winning matches means something positive. Means something positive that you like to forget. The positive aspect of that. But I agree with you in the sense of when you are in winning positions and you lose points from winning positions, there are also negative things side by side to it.
But if you add them points on, you know, that really propels you up the league. What is the reasons? Why does it keep happening again and again?
That's what I'm not ready to discuss with you. I think it has to do with some of our qualities as a team, but I'm not ready to discuss with you.
When will you be ready to discuss that?
Maybe never.
I noticed in the training photos this week, I know you often involve academy players in training, but there seemed to be a lot of the development squad in this week. I just wonder if there was any reasoning behind that.
We did a training session in different groups and with different, even in different pitches, and we were trying to develop different qualities, and to do that we separate our players in different groups, and we need some young players to come and to help us on developing that training session. At the same time, it's not just about using them to try to develop our qualities, because every time they come to us is also a very positive experience for them. So the academy boss, Dean, is always very, very open. He likes to help us. He knows that we also help him, helping in the development of their players. So it was just a day that was good for us because they helped us, and was good for them because we helped them. But as I was saying in the first Gary question, we have 20 players available. Out of 22, we have 20 players available. It's not a question of injuries or not enough players or taking these young players to the next match. No, it's not about that at all.
Can I just ask you, I know you talk about the whole team's defending, but how important is it for you to eventually settle on a centre-back pairing that you're going to use more often than not? Because obviously you've given a lot of equal time to your centre-backs this season.
You know, because one of the things that you sometimes, I'm not saying you personally, you general media, and also for players, the general perception is that everybody wants to play, everybody wants opportunities. When they don't do it, you are always asking for the players that are not playing and why they are not playing. So you can look at it in a different perspective. You can say, should play always the same two, or you can say is fair that kind of rotation that gives opportunities equally to everybody.
Mark Scott, you got your hands. I'm just looking at where the two teams are on the table. Do you think that if someone loses on Friday, that's then out of the Champions League equation?
No, we are very close to each other, but there are more clubs around. There are some more with a few more points than us. There are a few others with a few less points than us. But I think with still more than 20 points on the table, I think it's still open. But of course, it's this kind of match where the winner gets the points and stop the loser to get them. Or if you draw, you stay basically in the same position. So understandably, I don't think anything is going to be decided in there. But of course, if one of the two teams wins, gets an advantage that can be important in the direct duel, not in relation to all the others that are around, but between Everton and Tottenham, if one team wins, of course, gets an important advantage to the other.
What have you made of Everton's season overall? Obviously, a little bit of a sticky patch recently, but overall, their campaign under Carlo, how do you think they're doing?
I think they go in the right direction. They got a big coach, one of the best in the world. They got important players, and players of, I would say, two directions. I don't know how to explain, but they get, for example, a player coming from Real Madrid, a player coming from Barcelona, or two from Barcelona in the case, and at the same time they get the young guy that comes from Norwich, people from different not directions,
Grounds, different
formations, or but they have a very good squad, and I think this is just the beginning for them. I believe that with Carlo, quality, experience, the work, the squad improving, I think this is just the beginning for them. And of course, this Everton is different than an Everton of previous seasons, and for sure next season they are going to be different again for better. It's the start of a process, and nobody better than Carlo to be in charge. So I see a very good future for them.
And just finally, you played them a couple of times this season in the league and the FA Cup. Depends obviously on injury updates from Everton, who's available. But what are the main strengths that you expect to have to counter against them on Friday?
They have everything. As I was saying, starting with a good coach. They didn't play Europe this season. They had complete weeks to work and to develop things. They can play in different systems. During the season, you can see how many different systems they played. They have talent in attack. They have quality in midfield. They have physicality behind. They can play with the back five. They can play with the back four. They have tactical culture. They are a team that you can see plenty of time to work and to develop. So they are a very good combination and a very good team.
Jonathan Veals.
Well, I've seen training pictures yesterday. Is he quite close to a return? And also, how long do you think Ben Davies will be out for?
It's risky to say. Matt Doherty did the warm-up with us, so if you saw Matt on pictures, he did the warm-up with the group and then immediately went to sport science for individual work. So it's not like he's ready for tomorrow. He's not ready for tomorrow, but he's coming. Ben Davies not even close to that. But I would say after 51 matches or so, in the last couple of months of the season, to arrive in this situation only with 2 players injured, I would say that we cannot complain, because the work has been good and the squad as a whole is in a good situation.
Cool. Can I just ask, we've had confirmation this week that there's going to be 2,000 Spurs fans at the Cup final next weekend. Obviously, it's not as many as we were hoping for, but it's a good start.
The information I got is that I don't know if it's 100% accurate, but the information I got is that we are going to have 2,000 fans.